What is up, YouTube fam? Welcome back or to the channel. I know I've been off here for a little while. Been kind of struggling doing any kind of social media or anything like that at all. I've been kind of laid up. Hurt my back, hurt some of my ribs. Started to get better, started to feel better. And then working on this thing here. Can you catch me in the background? And getting the Horn Blasters kit reinstalled underneath it. I tweaked my back again. I got a couple of ruptured discs and a bulging disc in my back. And that laid me up for a little while. So between that, trying to heal up all the baseball, trying to make sure the kid was good throughout the last part of the season here. Baseball is all done now. I've been laid up, so been watching a lot of videos, haven't been shooting a lot, so I got one coming at you right now, and I got a new part for this truck. Actually the most important part, if you ask me, because I've been trying to find one of these. We've spent money between the 3,500 and the 1,500 on trying to find something really good that works really well, and I caught one of my buddy Diesel Harm, Matt Harming, caught one of his videos where he got a phone mount for one of his trucks. So I'm gonna give it a shot. I ordered a similar mount. Mine's double. Here, let me show you what I got here. So here you go. This Bulletpoint mounting solutions. So this is for the 5th gen trucks. I'm not exactly sure what the big difference is. You know, with the mount, I know the way that this one mounts because I've had the interior of the truck all apart, but it's actually a double mount and not a single, in that you have two different sides here that you can do both arms off of. So it'll give you a mount for the driver's side and a mount for the passenger side, and that's what I'm going to work on getting installed right now. It should be pretty easy, just a couple screws up there on the dash to pull out. This thing sits down in place. You got replacement screws right here that are longer, that'll pick up the factory holes there, and some double back sticky tape on this, which I don't know if I want to stick anything up there or not. I mean, it should come off easy enough if you ever want to remove this, but we'll see what that's all about when I get ready to mount this up. So that's what I got. This thing is real well built. The holders are nice and strong, and like I said, I've been through tons and tons of different mounts. I'm hoping with the way that this arm is that I can actually flip the camera up and hold one of my cameras with this too, if I ever need to. So all right, let's get inside the truck and see what we got. I think there's just a little pad in there we got to pull out, and a couple of screws to remove, and we'll go from there. All right, stand by. All right guys, just real quick, I just want to show you this real quick before I get this other mount mounted up in my truck. This is the mount in the 1,500 here, the one that's in the wife's truck. It works off of a sensor in front of it. You can kind of see the sensor there. So when you go to put your phone up there, it's going to sense it, open it up, you set it in, and the arms there are going to close down and kind of hold it tight. So what I don't like about this mount itself, let me shut this truck off. What I don't like about this mount itself is the fact that once it's sitting in there and the phone's clamped down, I've been driving down the road, and once that sensor's covered up by the phone, it should keep the phone clamped, right? So I've been driving down the road, and this thing will periodically just open up like that and dump my phone off onto the floor. So outside of that, you can see it's really loose in here, and that's not from the way that it's clamped, because it's clamped really good to the you know, the vent here, but the part of the vent that it's clamped to actually moves. So there's really no other way to clamp this in the truck to make it solid. Now with the weight of the phone actually sitting down on the mount, it holds it in place pretty good. That is just so annoying. I don't know if that's annoying to you guys. It just freaks me out. And it does that all the time when you're driving. Like, I've wanted to pull this thing out and throw it out the damn window when we're doing 80 down the road because it's so annoying. But here, yeah, it's yelling back at me. Let me just unplug the damn thing. But at any rate, the way that it mounts up there, it mounts to the part of the vent that actually moves. So if you hit a sizable bump or something, it does flop around. It doesn't mount your phone very tight. So what we're looking at doing now, and the wife's truck is same as mine, 5th gen. You got this little pad up here. This little pops out. You got 2 screws down in here. That's the main 2 screws that's going to hold this whole entire piece on. It's the only 2 screws you got to pull out to pull the fascia, the radio, and everything out. So 2 screws, you pull those out. They give you 2 longer mounting screws in the kit there. Set the frame down in there, pick the 2 holes up, tighten it down, and that is mounted solidly, real solid to the to the dash of the truck. And it gives you that extra 3M tape that I showed you to actually kind of help hold it down and keep it from moving. But the screws are the big thing, right? Once it's screwed into place, it ain't going anywhere. So we're going to get that thing set up. Like I said, this one that I have is a double mount. So I'm going to try it out on my truck. It will have an arm coming off the driver's side and an arm going off to the passenger side, so the passenger can put their phone up there as well if they want. And we're going to try that for a little bit. And if we like the way that it works, we're going to go ahead and order one of the single mount units for the wife's truck here. So, all right, enough ranting about goofy mounts, but I'm sure there's other of you out there that wasted plenty of money on junk ass mounts. The mounts that I'm looking at, and the reason why I went with the one that I bought now, I mean, they got cup holder mounts and stuff that you can get where your phone will sit down here. I kind of want my phone up where everything else is in the truck, you know, your navigation display and everything like that. To have the phone up there when we're using the navigation, or even in my wife's case, if it's on the passenger side and she's doing all the GPS navigating and stuff, that'll come right off the screen, but it leaves the phone up here in her clear view, and my phone will be in my clear view as well. The only thing that's going to be a little tricky is you can see the wife's got the shifter down here, and my truck actually has an actual shifter on it, so I don't know how that's going to come into play with the arm coming off over here, but we'll find out real soon. All right, guys, give me a second. Let me gather up some tools in the kit, and we'll get in the truck and get this thing mounted and see how it works. I'm falling. I'm falling. All right, guys, so here we go. Up in the 3500. Here's that little plastic piece, little rubber plastic piece that pops out. This is going to be a T20 Torx, and why it is a 1/4 inch Phillips head in the 1500 and a T20 Torx in this. Your guess is as good as mine. But we're going to pull these 2 T20s out. They're not in there very tight. I didn't even have a ratchet, just an extension so I can reach down in there. We'll pop those 2 out and we'll see how this mount fits. So there's 2 different ways. The one way it's not going to fit, the screws won't even line up, and it kind of keeps it on an angle. So you want to have it where the angle down has it sitting pretty flat. So easy enough. That's what it looks like. So this was my concern here, right? But my phone will sit in there now to the point where it won't interfere with that. Pretty awesome. I'm digging it. That's the Bullet Industries. Bulletpoint mounting solutions double phone mount for the 5th Gym Rams. Freaking awesome. Yeah, I can't wait to get out on the road and use this thing. I'm not going to put a phone on it right now. Maybe I'll hang my phone up there or grab one of the other phones and show you what it looks like, but it tells you to leave it like this for a little while to let that double back sticky tape kind of adhere up there. With how tight those screws are holding that thing, like the mount's got no movement in it. That little bit of movement for me, like really working at it, is coming out of the arm there, so I don't think that'll be a big issue of pulling that double back sticky tape down. But well, here we can try it just like this. Got shit falling everywhere. Bam. And just like that, we got a mount. Check out the Skynet in the back, Skynet team in the back. I am like drenched, guys. I don't know if you can see that or not. It is like freaking unbearable out here. So, yeah, pretty easy install on that. A couple of screws, a little bit of 3M double back sticky tape, and that thing is rock solid up there. And that's actually where it's going to sit. And like I said, I'll grab one of the other phones here in a second and set it up in there. I'm obviously recording off my phone, so I can't really show you how the phone sits in there while I'm recording, but that's pretty much it. That thing is solid mounted in there. I still have enough room to get to my shifter, not mess with it, not mess with the phone. I kind of just bumped it there, but it should stay pretty solid there. It's not blocking anything. I can still see my screen. The one for the other side, I'll get over on the passenger side and let them set that one up however they want over there, because you can easily just pull that other arm back off, or I'll have that one standing straight up and use that one for the camera pointing outside the truck. There's a lot of adjustment and play in them, so I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that you can do with them, or at least it seems like there's a lot of stuff that you can do with them. I'll have to play with them a little bit more. So that's going to do it for this one. Like I mentioned at the start of this video, I haven't been on for a while, and that's because I had gotten myself pushed to the limit there, and kind of hurt myself a little bit with the muscles in my back, and fractured a couple ribs or whatever. Started to heal up a little bit, and then pushed myself too hard again before I was ready, and I did that via mounting that horn blasters bracket back up underneath my truck. That thing, if you ain't never lift a Goliath bracket like that with dual compressors, you know, the horns don't really weigh that much because they're plastic, but the dual compressors in the big 5-gallon tank, along with the bracket and all the wires and everything that I got mounted on it, that thing is heavy. And I kind of built a mount for it to sit on because the truck's so high, and I put a piece of wood under it. I actually used my 2-step and put a piece of wood under it so I could get my jacks under it on both sides and kind of jack it up evenly. Well, that kind of failed on me once I had it all the way up into place. So we had 2 bolts on the passenger side, and was just getting ready to put the bolts in on the driver's side of the truck into the frame, and the piece of wood broke. So I literally caught it when it happened, and I had to lay underneath the truck on my back with my feet holding all that weight of that bracket up while the kid was able to get some bolts started in there. So I just kind of pushed myself a little bit too far, like an idiot, trying to do stuff by myself without help, and I paid the price for it. So I was out on my back for a while. You know, no big deal. I kind of needed the rest anyway. Summer times for us is crazy. You know, we got travel baseball. The kid plays baseball, so we're gone every weekend, you know, to a different city or sometimes in different states. And, you know, the amount of hours that I was working, and then trying to do the baseball, trying to keep the house kept up, trying to shoot videos, I just pushed myself to the limit, which is pretty normal for me. I generally burn the candle at both ends of the sticks, as people say. And every once in a while I need to take a breather and you know, let myself heal a little bit. So, but at any rate, this mounting setup here is perfect. I'm digging it. shout out to Matt Harm. I'll put links to his video as well down in the description, as well as his Instagram. Really cool guy. Does a lot of cool stuff with his cars and trucks. He's got a couple Ram pickups. He's got a Corvette that he's constantly working on and doing stuff too. So really cool guy. Met him through social media, and he's the one that gave me the idea for this, because he got one of the single mount ones for one of his trucks. So shout out to Matt for that. All right, guys, I'm going to end this one here. You'll be catching more stuff coming up here soon. I'm going to get back into doing weekly videos, get back in onto my Instagram account, and I should be on my Instagram account, if not daily, just about every other day, posting stuff. I got a bunch of pictures, some short videos and stuff that I've done kind of while I've been down a little bit. Not really much more shot in the way of stuff for the truck, because I've not really did anything for my truck. It's been sitting. I just washed it the other day. It'd been sitting for close to a month and hadn't even had a bath. It was filthy. I think I spent half the day at the car wash getting it all cleaned up. There's some ants running around on my hood right now. But yeah, I spent most of the day at the car wash getting it cleaned up, and just from it sitting out, getting rained on and all that. So getting nasty, cutting grass, and grass clippings all over it or whatever from the wind. So but that'll do it for this one. I'll be back on my Instagram here this week. I'll start posting videos over there, like I said, if not daily, just about every other day. I got a bunch of pictures built up. More stuff coming for the truck. Right now I'm looking for I guess the stuff for the back of the truck. Originally I wanted to pull all the suspension and everything off and repowder coat it, which I still want to do, but that's probably going to end up being a project coming into this winter. I'm looking for another truck right now, or a vehicle I should say, that I can drive back and forth to work, because this truck is my daily. When I drive, this is what I drive anywhere I go. So looking for something else right now so I can drive, or have a vehicle to drive back and forth to work that will allow me to pull this all back apart and get everything powder coated. Think about changing the color. I still got the American Force wheels for it in there that I haven't powder coated yet. I want to powder coat my hitch. I got all the hitch stuff. That stuff's ready to powder coat. That'll probably be the next job that I do for this, is powder coat the hitch and everything for it and get it cleaned up and put back on. But I want to get some traction bars for it. That's probably going to be the next big purchase. I'm looking for the McGoy stuff right now. I've searched a couple different places, but the length on them doesn't seem quite right for a truck that's lifted as high as mine is. So I got to do some more research on that and give me some traction bars. I want to get the McGoy's ones, because the traction bar setup that they have for the back of the truck, one, they go from the bottom of the axle up and not the top, because with having the blocks and stuff in place, everything's already flipped around on mine. So the U-bolts that are on the axle, holding the axle on right now, are upside down. So you can't bolt anything to the bottom of them. So normally the U-bolt goes around the axle, goes down, catches everything, and the plate goes on the bottom, and that's where all your bolts at. With mine being lifted with the McGoy's kit, that's backwards, so the U-bolts go from underneath up, and then the bracket gets put on top, and then the bolt. So if you look at my back axle, the U-bolts are sticking straight up with the nuts on top of them. So the McGoy's kit alleviates that problem the way that I understand it. So you can still hook them up to the bottom of the axle there. So looking into that. So that'll probably be the next purchase I get for this, and then we'll get those put on, or powder coated first and then put on, because I think they come raw steel. And hopefully we can find another vehicle halfway decent to drive through the winter, and I'm going to start pulling everything back off of this. Other stuff for the 1500, I want to supercharge that thing so bad. So I've been looking into that. Put a supercharger on it, or something. They make kits for those that you can basically bolt-on kits where you get everything you need, including an unlocked ECM, so you can tune it. So looking into that, more of that to come here shortly. But just kind of wanted to get out there and let everybody know that I'm still breathing. I'm still alive, even though it's really hot out here right now. My hair's gotten even longer, but I just hurt my back, kind of been off my feet for a little while, and basically any video that I would have shot and posted would have been me laying flat on my back in my bed, and all you would have been able to see was my toes sticking out. So yeah, that's it for this one, guys. I appreciate everyone that comes through and checks out the videos. Appreciate all of you. I still get comments and stuff. People are still hitting me up on Instagram. All the links to all my social media will be down in the description, as well as my P.O. box and stuff like that. So you guys can reach out at any time that you want. You want to send a letter or send something, you can send it to my P.O. box. You can hit me up on Instagram. I don't really do Facebook, although my Instagram account is attached to my Facebook, so it looks like I post on Facebook all the time. I don't. That's my Instagram account posting what I post on Instagram to Facebook for me. So generally, if you want to get a hold of me, you can shoot me a message or leave a comment here and ask a question, and I'll see it because that comes through on my YouTube studio. Or hit me up on a DM in my Instagram, and I'll reach you that way. All right, guys, I appreciate y'all. I got to get out of here. It's hot. I'm going to go back in the house with the ACs running and get ready for work tomorrow. Man, it's been a while. It's been a while since I've been to work. So back to the grind tomorrow morning, fellas. All right, guys, that's it for this one. Peace. I'm out of here.